All right, I'm here to show you how to set up the cooling machine for your patients. So when you're setting up the cooling machine, you want to get the machine itself out. You need an IV pole with a couple of sets of hemostats. They don't have to be sterile, just clean. The large blanket and the kit with the small blanket and esophageal probe. So in the front of the machine is a little door here. It will have the policy and directions on how to set it up. So if you prefer words, that's fine. And this is for the esophageal probe. So we are going to go ahead and follow the directions here. I just have this end down like this so that you can see the baby better. So they're going to be on a radiant warmer. You want to adjust the heat all the way to off, but you do want a skin probe touching the baby so you can get a skin temp on the baby. Take all the baby's clothes off. You can use a small diaper, that's fine, just the smallest one possible, and then remove anything that's going to be around the baby so that they don't get warm. Then you'll be drawing your lab work. After that, we'll be setting up the unit. So you're going to connect the hoses to both the blankets. So the first blanket is the large blanket. Remember, this one is just for increasing surface area, so it's not touching the baby. You'll have the clamps open in the back of the machine. Just unsnap this strap and you'll have the two cables here for your blankets. And it just snaps into place. It doesn't matter which one goes where, you just snap them into place. And then leave the clamps open. This cannot be folded on itself. It can't be laying on anything. It has to be totally open to the air here. I move the IV pump up so it's not going to touch the floor, and I'll take my hemostats and I'm going to connect those on the two ends on the top. Like I said, they don't have to be sterile, but they do have to be clean. And then I'm going to hang those at the top of the pole here. So there you go. It's not touching the floor. It's not touching anything that's going to make it warm. Then you're going to open your kit, and in the kit it's going to have the small blanket that will be going under the baby. So we'll go ahead and connect that. Again, it's just going to be snapping into place. And then I'm just going to drape it over here right now, because it has to cool off. Then I'm going to take the esophageal probe, which was located in the front. On the very top here is where that plugs in. So then I'm going to go ahead and turn the machine on. You don't have to worry about putting water in there. There's already water in there. So I'm going to set the temp. I'm going to make sure it's on Celsius, not Fahrenheit. So you'll see the readout here. And then I'm going to set my temperature to 5 degrees. And that's just so that the cold water will start to circulate through. And it will start to circulate. Then we're going to go ahead and place the probe. So the probe we're going to measure just like if you're putting a gavage tube down. The probe is in the kit. The probe is really, really wide, so just keep that in mind as it's, you know, where you're gonna put it. I prefer you not put it down the nose if at all possible, just because it is so big. So we're gonna measure the tip, goes to the tip of the nose, then to the earlobe, and then halfway between the xiphoid process and the umbilicus. And then you're gonna subtract 2 centimeters from there. These probes have markings every 5 centimeters. So if it doesn't land on one of those, you need to mark it with a Sharpie so everybody knows that's where it should be. So I have my placement. You might want to lubricate it with a little bit of water just so that it goes down a little bit smoother. Do not use Surgilube because it's going down the oral cavity. And you're going to feed that until you get to your place. You'll put the Duoderm on the cheek, then you'll put your probe there, and then the Tegaderm over the probe. The probe then connects to this outlet here so that it's reading the temperature of the baby. So once you have that down, then you can have that in X-ray to confirm where it's at. Now we're going to place the baby on the blankets. Don't let the baby bite its neck. Slide this under. Make sure you don't have any positioning rolls on top of the blanket. If you want to use them underneath, that's fine, but just remember you gotta keep the baby cold. So you don't want anything that's gonna make the baby super warm. So again, should not have any folds in the blanket. Again, remove any kind of heating sources. Then we're gonna set to automatic, auto control. Then hit the set temp. And we're going to go to 33.5 Celsius. At 33.5 stick, and they might drop their temp a little bit, but they'll stabilize out at the 33.5. And that's it to set up.